Right, we are live. Wagwan to all the mandem. This is Delvin, and a warm welcome to all at MUSC Red Devils NCR. I have Amit Bhai with me, and I have Sain Bhai with me on the stream. That only means one and only one thing, that is FPL season is here. From today onwards, it is basically going to be 15 players all across the league who will decide our physical and mental happiness throughout the course of the next 38 weeks. We are in for the long haul, gents. We are here to crib about all our transfers going wrong, to gloat about all our transfers going right, to basically break our hearts and minds about all our captaincy choices which are going wrong. So we are all set. So before we begin, let us give a brief introduction about us and how long have we been playing this game. I'm Delvin, and I've been playing this game for close to a decade. And it was only last year, in the space of 10 years, that I had an absolutely insane FPL season. And because of that, my highest rank so far is 280k overall. But all over then, I hope to improve on my ranking this year. So I am prepared. ABBY must be knowing last year the season I had in the first half and then the season that I had in the second half. It was polar opposites, but hopefully this year I have learned from my mistakes. I've learned from whatever I've done wrong, and hopefully I come back. Saim Bhai, warm welcome to the stream. First of all, hope you are doing well, you're healthy. We are already resigned to the fact that we are going to let Man United determine how our mental health goes on for week after week. But let us know a little bit about your FPL journey.
I've been playing FPL for close to a decade now, same as you. And so I start with all the enthusiasm that I'll play for the whole 38 weeks with my grit. But, somehow it goes away because somehow you lose the, what do you say, the enthusiasm once your players start not giving you points as you want them to. So it's basically hit or miss for me. It has been till now. Uh, I don't remember much of my ranks, so I can't say how best I have been. But yeah, last year it was good, better because I played for the whole 38 weeks. Everybody knows how, and you also know how much I have troubled you guys. So yeah, hope so. I'll do better this season again.
And you are also a
And you are
part of
also
some
a
of our
part of some of
streams
the
also.
streams also.
Yeah, definitely. I love to join insights from two pros every time. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Saimba, I think the
Sainba, I
stream
think the
is leaking
stream
from
is
your side. So if
leaking
you
from your side. If you
mute the mic or
mute the
something like
mic
that.
or something.
Yeah. All right. And then, last but not the least, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself. We have FPL for noobs with us. That is Avi Bhai, you, irrespective of whatever people say, for us, you are our guru. You are our source for all price rises, price falls. You are our source for ins and outs. You've given us comprehensive preseason analysis 3-4 days before the deadline. So I personally want to know, what is your FPL journey? How long have you been playing, and what has been your highest rank throughout the course of your time as an FPL manager?
Hi everyone. So yes, I have also been playing close to a decade. It's now around, I guess, 10th or 11th year of mine. I'm playing this FPL season, and my highest rank was around 4 or 5 years back, which was close to that 35,000. So that was my best. But yeah, last season again, my rank got dropped. I was in the lakh 1.24 lakh, so my rank was. But yeah, the points wise, it's been gaining. So last season I crossed 2,500. This year my target is 2,600. Because apart from the ranks, because it depends upon the players joining. Because as of what we are seeing, less number of players have joined the league. What we were seeing the last year. So yes, but so my target is the points. Points matters a lot, and which will determine your rank also. Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
it.
I think you're right about points being a better indicator, because I think it depends on. So for me, I've played throughout the course of my decade. I have increased in each and every year. And before last season, my highest was just 2000. I just about managed to break the 2000 barrier. But last season, I came close to 2500. I was 2460. So I hope I. So basically, for me, my natural aim is to go about 2400.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and this year, lot of exciting things to look forward to. Let us just get in. I think the deadline for today is 11 p.m. if I'm not wrong. So
Yes,
we still
yes.
have we still have around 7 hours left. So I think I'm very positive in saying that we all three have Haaland locked in our side as one
Yes.
striker. That is for sure. So apart from Haaland, uh, who are the other strikers that y'all both have gone with? So let me just get mine out of the way. I've gone in with Watkins, who is the obvious option, is the nailed starter for Aston Villa, and will have guaranteed minutes. He's not they don't have another striker or a like for like replacement to get a sub on. So I believe Watkins definitely in my side, and the other one is Jao Pedro. So I initially had Carlos Vinicius with me. Because at 5 million and with Mitrovic going on record saying that he was never going to play for Fulham again, it was a sure shot guarantee of Carlos Vinicius starting games as the striker. But I think in the past 3 or 4 days, I think Marco Silva came out with a statement saying that Mitrovic is back in training. So that means Mitrovic is in all essence Fulham starting striker, and which means I had to go for Joao Pedro. So that's my three strikers: is Joao Pedro, Haaland, and Watkins. So, AVY, who are your strikers, and what is the thought process behind actually getting those strikers in?
Okay, so yeah, one Haaland and the rest others. So it's with everyone because we have seen the ownership of Haaland. It's around 87-88% now, which is the highest as of now, and almost I guess 87-88 out of 60-70% of people will also make him the captain. So yes, my thought is it. As of now, my other striker is Watkins because I had money because of the midfield because there was no Salah in my midfield as of now. So that's why there was money. So I bought in. It was Nkunku earlier, but after his injury and then his treatment, he's out for I guess close to next year. He's out till close to next year. So Watkins, I bought in. Other, I bought in the 4.5 million forward, which is just for the bench use because my formation will be mostly like 3-5-2. So I've stacked my midfield up. Hopefully they'll all perform because it's on midfield now to give me the points.
Oh, so I think this is a recurring theme. I've seen a lot of managers go for the three at the back, and most of them have gone ahead and stacked their midfield because there are a lot of good quality midfield options available, and also because there is a lot of strikers that have gone on injured. We
One
have
more
Ivan
thing,
Tony.
yeah, one more thing. Sorry to interrupt because people are going for three at the back because of the new rule which Premier League is also introducing, like FIFA introduced. The increased number of minutes there will be in more injury time now at the end of season. The people might lose, teams will lose clean sheets also because what we have
Yeah.
seen in the Community Shield also at the 101st minute Trossard scored a goal, an equalizer. So that
Correct.
thing will happen more and more in this Premier League season. So that's the also case people are considering that also.
Yeah, correct. And also because there are a lot of strikers that are injured. You already touched upon the fact that Nkunku is out for what, 3 4 months, I think. Then
Yes.
Gabriel Jesus is got with an injury, who's out for around 6 or 7 weeks. Then Darwin Nunez is not guaranteed minutes. Then there is the constant threat of rotation between Wilson and Isak in Newcastle as well. And then United still don't have their striker issue sorted out, with Hoyland potentially out for the first few weeks
Yes.
due to his problem. So there is a lack of good quality strikers that are then obviously the elephant in the room, that is Harry Kane, who's all apparently still waiting at the airport to make sure that his move is a certainty. So that's that. So Saim bhai, what about you? Who are your strikers for this game week?
Haaland, as usual, will be the first choice, and then I have Watkins and Joao Pedro as usual.
Uh,
Your front line. So I'll be using two strikers mostly, but let's see how the game progresses after weeks and week on. So I'll decide upon that. But for now, it is two strikers up front, which will be Watkins and Haaland.
yeah. Then speaking about the midfield, ABY, there are lot of options that are available. Let me first touch upon the 6.5 midfielder option. Now, three names come out who are the leading contenders to be in most of the sides. One is Mitoma, the other one is Eze, and the third one is Bram Mbomo. Now, each of them have their own sets of qualities, own set of assets. All three have. I'm not really sure about Eze last season, but Mbomo and Mitoma have had really good FPL seasons last year. Add to the fact that Mbomo is going to be on penalties, especially with Ivan Tony out till January, which means that Mbomo gets more of the responsibilities that Tony used to have. Mitoma, not exactly sure because Brighton have bought in a host of other midfielders with the likes of Kudus coming in. Then you have Joao Pedro who's come in. You have quite a lot of attacking players. Then you have the likes of Enciso and Bonanote who will make their breakthroughs this season. And then we have Eze. All of a sudden, I've seen in a lot of drafts that Eze is becoming a very popular option among a lot of FPL managers. So if it was you, who would be the 6.5 million midfielder in your side? Would it be Eze? Would it be Mitoma? Or would it be Mbomo? And why exactly? Out of the three.
Yes, so good point. I guess as of now, I have Mbumo in my team. First, because he's on pens, as you mentioned, because now Ivan Tony is suspended till January most probably, and then he will be, but and Visa will be taking care of the number 9 duties, or even Mbumo can come up because usually he plays at number 10, and Ivan Tony used to play at number 9. So I have gone with Mbumo because of his minutes and what how Brentford plays. Eze will also play 90 minutes game week in week out, but it's about the Crystal Palace how they will play because they also don't have any striker I would say who would score the goals, and because they struggled last season also because of the same thing, and this season also I don't think they have bought in any new striker, and also Zaha is also a goner. Though Eze will be a main man, he will be on the pens because Zaha is gone now, but still I guess Brentford has a better attack, so that's why it has been I would say 199, so 100 I have given to Ebumo and 99 to SA. Mitoma I would never choose because one rotation risk what you have mentioned because they have bought a load of midfielders. March and Mitoma can play at left and Siso can play at left. And then there is Joao Pedro number 10. Then there is so there are and there also be in the Europa League, so definitely there will be rotation risk, and I have got a feeling that this time it will be De Zerbi Rule along with the Pep Rule. So because he has got lot of midfield options, so that will definitely be a minus because you never know who will start. And what we have seen at the end of last season also, when we were expecting March to play, he bought in Neto in his number 10, and then
Yep.
Mitoma was starting. So and with the new midfielders and new signings coming on, with Kudus coming on, you never know anything can happen with Brighton. And also they are in one more competition which is Europa League, and I was they would definitely take this seriously, and more
Correct.
power into that Europa League competition.
Yeah. Saim, what are your thoughts on similar situations? Are you going to stick with the tried and trusted Embomo, or are you going to, be a little adventurous in the first game week itself and, maybe go perhaps for an Eze or for a Matoma maybe who have high risk, but if they play and if they do give you points, there is high upside as well.
Mitoma is a no for me because, as you both pointed out, there are a lot of options for Deserby to play in that position. So I don't think I'll go for Mitoma at all. Speaking of Mbuemo or this Eze, so I'm highly confused between the two because both have penalty duties. But given the situation, Brentford have a better chance to score, and Mbuemo has a better chance to get involved in the scoring. So I'm leaning towards Mbuemo, but I haven't decided yet. So it would be a last minute thing. if I decide upon them.
Apparently Mbomo has a 75% chance of playing because as of now in the FPL website he is specified to have a knock. So I initially had Mbomo in my draft because another big factor which tilts towards Brentford's favor is that they have a huge list of favorable fixtures after the Spurs game. So after game week 1, I think they go on a run of 7 or 8 games which have a very favorable outcome.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
they have a very good fixture list which is very favorable for them, and most of those teams, Brentford would be heavy favorites to have a better chance of scoring against. So we have a few suggestions or a few questions in that. Rudrabai says, "Is Havertz a good bet?" Does anyone want to take this question? First of all, I think Havertz is 7.5. If I'm not mistaken, Havertz is 7.5. I
Yes.
seen a couple of Arsenal's preseason games. I seen the Community Shield as well. While from a tactical standpoint, Havertz does offer a lot, I do not see him as a FPL asset in any ways because he had some guilt edge chances in the Community Shield that he's missed. For me, Havertz is a hard pass. I'm not going to go anywhere near Havertz at this point in time. At least for the first 10 game weeks, absolutely no Havertz for me. But do any one of you have a different point of view as far as the Havertz situation is concerned? Would you all take them in the side if it would be, or I all also on the same train like no Havertz?
I am still 50-50 because Havertz is a minutes guaranteed. He will definitely start for sure. Now with Jesus gone, and I don't think Arteta will trust Trossard to start all the games. It will be still because, and here what the case is, Martinelli can also play at number 9, and Havertz can come back. So, but usually what, and that was the case which I thought in the Community Shield also, but it was other way around. Martinelli was in the left wing only. It was Havertz as number 9. We have seen Havertz as number 9 in Chelsea, but Chelsea was not creating the chances. But what we have seen with Arsenal, they are creating chances, and they will definitely create chances in the Premier League. And with their first game against Nottingham Forest, he could be a differential if he gets his scoring touch. And we all know he can score because last to last season. So that, but still, because it's the minutes guarantee which is good for Harvards. People can bring in as compared to Trossard. Though I have seen the team of a number one FPL last season who was number one all over world, he has
He
brought in
has Trossard. He has Trossard. Yes.
yeah, because everyone must have seen because it was on the FPL website of the app. So he has brought in Trossard, and I was reading that he said everyone is calling me a madman, but I am believing Trossard to have a great season. So let's see if he has some insider news, or if it's he if that is the case, he will definitely not be the number one. So again, so let's see how the Trossard season goes. But yes, Havertz can be a good bet because he will definitely start first few games for sure. Yeah, Arsenal has paid 60-70 million for him. They will not having him on the bench.
Don't worry, AB Bhai, I will not score. Don't worry. Saim Bhai knows what I'm talking about. So don't worry. I'm a United fan. I will not score. And if Arteta starts me, be rest assured that I'll not score for 5-6 games straight. So so don't worry about that. Rishabh Dogra has another question which is related to Arsenal as well. You spoke about Arsenal not having their number 9 sorted because of the Jesus injury. You said about Martinelli able to play as a number 9. Is Nketiah actually a good shout? Saying by what do you think? Is Nketiah actually a good shout for Arsenal? Will he be starting as a striker?
No, I don't think Nketiah will start. It will be Havertz and Havertz only. If Arteta wants, he will go for Martinelli as a striker, but I don't think Nketiah will start. In any case,
Di-
Nketiah won't start.
Despite of the good season that he had last year.
He'll be getting minutes, but I don't think with the Arteta mindset that he has, I don't think he'll go for Nketiah as a starter. I'm still not convinced.
Uh,
Just
uh,
I got
it,
a notification. Just I got a notice. This is the team predicted lineup for Arsenal, and this is on the Forza app. So they just
okay.
have this is their predicted line. They think this is how the Arsenal will look, and it here. Havertz is number 9 with Martinelli and Saka.
Saka.
Saka and Martinelli.
All right. So everybody, there is a squad that wants a rating on the chat. So Kshitij with the squad, it's Emi Martinez, James Robertson, Cash, Estupinian. Then there's Erdegaard, Szoboszlai, Gibbs White. Interesting. Bruno, Mitoma, Haaland, Shaw, Solanke, Nicholas Jackson. What are your thoughts on this side? So for me, first thoughts. Alex Moreno over Matty Cash. The double Villa defense is a problem. Either Martinez or Cash. No one else. Where is the other goalkeeper? I do not see another keeper
Yeah,
here.
same. I was also thinking of if Martinez and who is the other goalkeeper. Uh,
Yeah. Martinez as a keeper, very good shout. I've seen a lot of drafts that do have Emi Martinez in their side as the keeper, but I'm not convinced with the Cash pick. Also, Gibbs White is another midfield option who I'm not convinced. Stefan Ortega.
so Stefan Ortega can start because I was reading somewhere it will because Pep has preferring Ortega to start because of Ederson mistakes and everything. What you but I am 99.9% Ederson will start the game, but it will be if 1% if there is a team league coming up before the deadline, and then
There is, yeah, there is an
FPL
early
app
leak
can
saying
crash.
that, yeah.
FPL app can crash again.
Yeah,
So,
there is an early leak which has come out that Ruben Diaz is not traveling with the squad, but Guardiol is. So
okay.
this is the early leak saying that Ruben is not traveling with the squad to Bergy at all. Whereas it seems like all signs point out to Guardiol getting his Premier League debut. Now, whether he starts or whether not, that's a different proposition altogether. But yeah, it seems like Guardiol will get his debut. So based on this side, there are some good things about this side. I'm not entirely convinced about Szoboszlai. I think
Soboslai,
whenever
Robertson, because Robertson can give you an attacking return, but he hasn't as of now in the preseason. It was one or two returns, and also Liverpool defense is not so good. What we have seen in the
yeah,
preseason,
exactly, absolutely,
they have been conceding
4 goals on an average.
3 goals, 5 goals, everything. So no Robertson, it will save you cash also because Robertson is I guess 6 million.
Six point
Similarly,
five, I guess.
oh,
Six
six
point
point
five or
five.
six.
So you can have
Yeah,
5 or 5.5 million and 1 million can be saved. Similarly, Sosbulash, I don't think he can start. If he starts, he will be in a much deeper role along with Caicedo in future. So I don't think he can give you points. It will be 2 max 3 points. Then Gibbs
Gibbs
White
White
is
is
an
a problem.
Gibbs White is an interesting option because I guess people are getting him because of this form last season with Nottingham in the second half of the season. So he was too good for Nottingham, I guess. And that's what saved Nottingham also. So it can be a differential. As of now, it's a differential thing. Bruno is fine. Haaland is fine. Shaw is fine. I guess you
Nicholas
can
Jackson
remove
also is
Robertson.
not bad. Nicholas
Huh?
Jackson not bad because he will start.
Yes,
Nicholas
yes,
Jackson will
yes.
start.
Jackson is fine. I guess he you could remove Robertson and can bring in Saka and Robertson. You can bring in some 4 million defender because if your formation is 3 or 4 at the back, you will have James, Estupinan, Shaw, then there will be 3 at the back. So if you want 4, then you can have some other defender. But if 3 at the back, then Robertson can be removed for a 4 or 4.5 million, and then you can invest in the midfield. With Mitoma, you can bring in Saka or Martinelli, and similarly Sozobala you can remove or you can bring in Rashford. So these changes you can Gibbs White. Yes, Kshitij, you are saying it's a differential. I also agree he can be again a very good pick, but it's a risky one. I would say, not
Yeah,
sure that he will be.
the problem here for me as a set piece taker is we need to understand that a lot of players who were there at Forest last year have gone
Yes,
because those were temporary deals. Being a set piece taker is all well and good, but you don't have anyone to come for those set pieces to get finished. You can create chances, but then those chances have to be finished in order for you to return. So that is why I am still not sold on Gibbs White. But there's another friend of ours who wants to know whether Diaby is a good differential. Saim bhai, any opinions on this? This is the Aston Villa Diaby we're talking about. Their latest club record signing, and he's in the preseason that I've read about as far as Aston Villa is concerned. Diaby has been playing much more advanced compared to his position in Leipzig. I think he's from Leipzig, right? He was from Leipzig, if I'm not mistaken, or Leverkusen, any one of the Bundesliga sides. But yeah, so he is been playing much more advanced. So what are your thoughts on Diaby being a differential, Chaim bhai?
See, Diaby being a differential, I can't comment on that, but he will be a big risk for now because we don't know how he will gel into the side. We haven't seen him play much. So I don't think 6.5, I will bet on him. He's, I think, yeah, he's 6.5. So I won't bet 6.5 on him as of now. You can get a lot more options. See, talking about mids and differentials, personally, I'm going for, I don't know about you guys, your pros, but I'm going for Garnacho because being Holland being injured, not playing for few weeks, Garnacho will start because we don't have any other options. So I am going for Garnacho as of now. I have decided already in my draft. Let's see what he brings to the side.
This is a problem that I face and a lot of FPL managers throughout the course of any game week face. You will come across two players who are very, very good players in their own right. And they will have enough data on their side to suggest that they are a good addition to the side. But especially when it comes to players with similar price and who have been performing well in FPL seasons as well, uh, how do you pick the correct player for your side out of the two? What is the thought process, or is there like a fixed logic to pick a player that you want in your side, or is it just you have to rely on pure instinct, or what exactly is the thought process behind picking a player out of the two? Abhi bhai, can you hear me?
Sorry, can you repeat the question again? Sorry, sorry.
Okay, so what I was saying is there will always come a situation out of two players where there are two players. You have one slot left and you have two players left. Similar price ranges, and they have been performing well. Let's take a sample size of the past 5 games. They have been giving good returns, both these players. How do you go about picking the correct player for your side, irrespective of the good records that they've had as far as FPL is concerned? Do you go on instinct? Do you go on stats? Do you go on the eye test? Or what exactly is it? Is it instinct? Is it just luck? Is it like a leap of faith? What exactly? What is the thought process here?
So I would go with both stats and instinct, and definitely need to look how the preseason went because that is the latest sample size we can get. Like 4 or 5 games, if he has started or not, if he has given the returns, where he was playing, that matters a lot. Though instinct, yes, we have got that. Like the last 4 or 5 years, they have scored a lot of goals. They have got. It also depends on the stat because minutes is the issue, and because every now and then the team gets changed, their squad gets changed, new players come in, so that particular player is affected with that new player coming in or not. So all these things needs to be considered because I know instinct is also can be said because yes, we think that this player will go because it's our favorite player, like I was mentioning about before this chat. I'm still not confirmed whether I need to go with Salah or not because he was there and from last 5 6 years he was there in my team, and he has been scoring the goals in preseason also with 7 assists he has given and 2 goals. He was that now his role has changed what we have seen in the preseason. He's more of a attack maker,
Creator,
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 and
yes.
scoring the goals. because the two goals also he scored. One was a, I guess just he got the deflection from a goalkeeper or a defender and it was a tap in. Other it was a normal goal, but yes, 7 assists. That was the main thing. Secondly, his price point is also the issue because now with last season we had Rashford at 6.5, Martinelli at 6, Odegaard at 6.5. Now all these midfielders have moved in from 2 to 2.5 million. So we can accommodate these midfielders, which can be a value creators for the respective teams, and Haaland can be one. We can buy two midfielders at that price. So that all things matters a lot, and it's not only the instinct; it has stats. Stats matters a lot.
Okay. Fair enough. Because throughout the course of my time, I've always had this dilemma, and I always try. For me, most of the time, I've always relied on a leap of faith. So I was like, if it works, it works. If it does not, it does not. But then last year, when I decided to take the game a little more seriously, I then came to know that there's just a lot more to picking players than having leap of faith and so on and so forth. So yeah. Buddy, we are from India. We are from NCR. We are from India. I'm based in Mumbai, but the fan club that we represent is from NCR, Delhi. Uh, yeah. So one big question I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of FPL managers regarding this. Harry Kane, does his departure from the Premier League make it easier for FPL managers, or is does that make it much more difficult for the FPL managers to pick a team now? Yes, we know Harry Kane has the same price tag as Mo Salah at 12.5, but do you think it becomes easier? I certainly think it makes things much more difficult because not only you lose a premium striker who is a dead certainty when it comes to scoring goals, because he was on penalties, he was on most of the set pieces as well when it comes to free kicks too. Apart from that, also there like AB Bhai, like Saim Bhai, like myself pointed it out earlier, there is a surprising lack of quality strikers available at least for the first 5-6 game weeks of the season. Most of the key teams do not have their striker situation sorted. Let's take United for example. Let's take Arsenal for example.
Chelsea
Chelsea also.
now
Liverpool,
Spurs.
Liverpool, Newcastle, all these sides do not have their striker situation sorted. No one knows who is going to be their nailed on striker. So, with that being said, AB Bhai, do you also agree that Kane's departure makes things more difficult, or are you of the opinion that Kane's departure makes things much more easy as far as an FPL standpoint is concerned?
Uh, this season when Madison came, so people were bringing in Madison just because their Kane was there. So,
Exactly, absolutely, yeah.
because Madison was the one who could provide him a steal, and what we have seen in the last game where Kane scored 4 goals against Shakhtar Donetsk, it was Madison who was giving him crosses and Kane was scoring the goals by a header or the left foot, right foot. So that's the case because he is a quality striker. He is the best in the world as of now. If you can say for the Spurs, he has been scoring goals for now, I guess,
No,
5 6
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, so that's the case now. Again, though it was difficult to put him in the squad because of his price tag, because last season again, like we mentioned, there were three premium: Salah, Haaland, and Kane was there.
De Bruyne, De Bruyne
Now,
also, yeah.
yeah, De Bruyne. But now Haaland's price gone to 12 to 11.5 to 14. Salah 13 to 12, and Kane also from 11.5 to 12.5. And with other midfield options like Bruno, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka, all these were went up in the price. So with these this thing, it was difficult to get in. It's impossible for three to get in. It was impossible was very difficult to get in two premium. Now people can get in Haaland and Salah if they want, but still, but it because of Kane gone, other assets like Madison or the goal creators in the Spurs side will definitely not get the chance. Kuluveski, he's still I guess less than 2% old. He was touting as the because everyone was saying that he can be a differential with Kane in form and Kuluveski also coming into form. Now people will not take him because Spurs will have definitely have a Richarlison up front. So
Correct.
he can score goals on his day, but we all know that what he can. He misses a lot of goals. So that's the issue where Spurs team people will now wait and watch. for Spurs midfielders to come in and get into it. Because Madison, Richarlison, all are very cheap price. They are just 7 million. So that's the
Saim
case.
Bhai is trying so hard to hold his laughter when you mentioned Richarlison. Saim Bhai, I'm sure you have something to say about the Kane situation. So let's just hear. Do you think it's going to make things difficult, or personally, do you feel it becomes easier for you as
Personally,
FPL
for me,
manager?
it's gonna be a lot difficult because see, with Kane being in the squad, I was sure that he will score somehow. He will score or assist. The points were for sure that you will get points from Kane. Now with him gone, the problem is that you need to get a striker, or even if you're going for a two up front in your squad, you need to utilize that money well. Because even if you spend it on other players, you're not sure if you're going to get the returns that you want. With Kane, even if we spent, see, 11.5 or 12.5, you were sure that you will get goals. He scored, I think, 31 goals, 30 or 31 goals last season,
30,
right?
30,
30.
30.
So, and with the assist, he had almost the same points at Haaland. He had the almost same points. So, personally, for me, it would be very difficult to, utilize the money which I am getting from not having Kane in my squad.
Yeah, I think I agree with what you're saying as well. For me, also things become very difficult because of two reasons. I also had Madison in my initial draft, but then it all came down to the Kane situation. So it basically, I think when it comes to Kane, I think all the Spurs assets will depreciate massively because there is no end product for the chances to create to get finished. With Kane, you had that assurance that it's going to work. And although Spurs in their preseason have looked promising from an attacking standpoint, even if you take away those four Kane goals, you still have to have your doubts because this is a new manager. This is an entirely new system that he's going to play. You don't know how long it is going to take for them to gel also. So I am a little uncertain. I feel it's going to be difficult. But yeah, I think the more difficult the game gets, I think that's where the interest of the game increases because when things get more difficult, you tend to find out ways to make sure that your team is still performing at an optimal level without any effect from these things that are not in our control. Like there is this is the golden saying of the FPL that is control the controllables. Like you pick your team which is in your control and then just hope that your assets perform at that given time. Our friend from the Middle East with another question asking, apart from Haaland and Salah, if you don't have either or if you don't have both, PS, if you don't have both, you're pretty stupid. So please go ahead and get one of them at least. Who is the best captain option if we take away Haaland and Salah? I think I have three options that come to mind. One is Rashford, the other one is Saka, and the third one is actually believe it or not, it's actually Madison. That's my third option. Even though I don't have him in my draft, but yeah, for me it's Bruno, it's Rashford slash Madison slash Saka.
So
These
for
are my
me,
best.
but Rashford and Saka definitely, because I guess Arsenal have the easiest game, NFO at home, and also United now without the manager. Not I would say without the manager, with the new manager, team playing against with the new manager. So they would have, I would say, Rashford, Saka, and Martinelli. Last year also Martinelli against NFO was very good. He scored a goal and provided two assists. What I remember, not
Yes,
sure.
correct.
So he can be a great differential captain. But again, with 87%, 86, 87% ownership of Haaland and maximum people going for him as a captain, it will either make or break your season in the game week one.
No, the
Because if,
question was if we take away Haaland and Salah,
I
if
agree.
we
I
take
agree.
away them,
That's why. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm saying that if people are thinking of going against Haaland also, it can make or break their it can
I
make
did
or
that.
break their season in the game week one, because that's what happened with me in first five game week. Because I was giving captaincy ban to Salah, but it was Haaland who was scoring hat tricks, and Salah was not doing anything, and that's where the rank changes.
I did that mistake in the last leg of the season where both City and United had double game weeks. I put Rashford in as captain. Rashford gave an assist that day and got injured. And in the same game when City played Southampton, Haaland fucking scored a brace. So that's what the problem is. So yeah, I totally agree. But I think these three are more or less the safe banker options if we take Haaland and Salah away from the picture. Like Rashford obviously becomes a very attractive option, so does Saka. And then you have Bruno always. Although I do have this lingering doubt about Bruno because if Bruno does tend to play a little deeper, especially with Mount coming in, and Mount will more often than not take that advanced role, that box to box. That's what Mount does basically. So let's see. I hope his assist numbers increase because his assist numbers last year were not exactly the greatest.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so that's the hope. But so let's see. As far as Bruno is concerned, another very interesting question: what do you think of João Pedro? Now we touched upon João Pedro a little earlier in the stream. Uh, he if he does come, he's going to be nailed on penalties because there's no registered penalty taker for Brighton. Uh, he at 5.5, he's a steal, an absolute steal. But then again, the question comes: are his minutes guaranteed?
That's the
that
only
is
thing.
the that is the only thing. Yeah, if his minutes are guaranteed, I already have him in my draft. I am more than happy to put him in my starting 11. He is
So
currently yeah.
so at the start he can start because Kudus, as of now, his medical and everything is not done, and so he can start because he plays as a number 10. What I have seen in
Correct.
the preseason, and with Ferguson playing as number 9, or maybe he can play a number 9. So first 3-4 games, I am pretty sure he will get the minutes because
Okay.
Brighton paid him the money. And but when Kudus will come, that he's also a number 10 in Ajax. He was there number 10, and here also number 10. So then I guess the rotation risk and everything will happen. And also we have Welbeck, and we have
But
seen
he's
Welbeck.
going. Yeah, but he's obviously. I think Welbeck is going to come on as a sub because you already mentioned Evan Ferguson there. You already João Pedro. I naturally Welbeck becomes third choice. You have two young players who
See,
are there.
I agree to your point that he's a young player and Jao Pedro, but Welbeck has that experience.
They
And
have
so,
Dennis Undav also. They also have Dennis Undav, who's another striker. So that's
yes,
four strikers.
yes.
So I don't think Welbeck gets a lot of opportunities unless if it is a cup competition or a Europa League, like you said, where they have another competition. So I see Welbeck playing in all the cup competitions. I personally do not see Welbeck playing a lot in the Premier League because they have four strikers. And if you take the age, if you take the quality that is on offer, I think at least two out of those three strikers are above Welbeck in the pecking order. Whether it is João Pedro, whether it is Evan Ferguson, or whether it is Dennis Undav. So I don't see Welbeck playing a lot of Premier League minutes, but then that is my opinion. But yeah, I think I agree with you, ABY, with João Pedro getting minutes at least for the first 3-4 weeks, at least for the first 4 weeks before the international break.
Yeah.
So that is what I feel. Signed by the most important question now is the goalkeeper situation. Now, you've seen a lot of the Premier League teams revert to the ball playing type of keepers. Now, you have teams that have ball playing keepers who are not exactly the greatest shot stoppers. All right. Now, let's take Arsenal for example. Arsenal have gotten about Rea, who was one of the best goalkeepers last season as far as FPL is concerned. And for those of them who had David Raya, you all can thank me because I had him for the past 2 seasons running. You're welcome for that. Then you have United with Onana there. Then City have a small problem whether Ederson or like Abibai said, whether it is going to be Stefan Ortega who's going to start. Then Liverpool are more or less settled with Allison. Then you have the middle table. You have Brighton who've gotten Verbruggen. You have Brentford who have two able number ones, but we still do not know whether who's going to be their number one between Flecken or between Strakosha. Then you have Spurs who bought in Vicario, who's another short stopper who is more or less comfortable with the ball at his feet. And then you have Nottingham Forest who've gone in and bought in Matt Turner. So there's a huge silly season that has gone up with, as far as goalkeepers are concerned. Who are your two goalkeepers, Sain Bhai? based on whatever information that is available to you or whatever bias that you have, because I think I'm pretty certain I know you have Onana in your draft.
You
Yes, you
got me
do.
there. So yeah, I have Onana. And the other one I am having is Steele. So these are the two goalkeepers that I have. Steele is a choice for me because Dezabi prefers him over any keeper right now in the squad. With the ability he has to play from the back or whatever he likes him, whatever we have seen last season. So Onana was a no-brainer for me because I was keeping his space in my team for long as soon as we got linked with him. So see, our defense is fine, and Onana, with his ability of passing, can get an assist with Rashford. Always lurking to get behind the defenders. So I am hoping of some assists from Onana directly, but let's see. And obviously with Holland coming in, after. So we will have two people who are keen on running in behind and have pace to run in behind any defense in the league, no matter
Correct.
who is there. So yeah, see,
Yes.
let's see.
Abhi, what about you? Is Onana in your draft as well, or have?
Yes. Yeah.
So that makes all three of us have Onana in our drafts.
So yeah, like Sam by mentioned, I am not sure about the assist part because he will still take time to gel with the team. But his passing and distribution can give him the bonus points. That's what matters a lot
Yep,
because with the
absolutely
clean
correct.
sheet coming up, and then with a bonus point of 1 or 2 points, that can make a huge difference to the goalkeeper thing and also the rank thing because that goalkeeper will give you an extra points. Yes, 5 million I'm spending, but the next goalkeeper I'm already going for four because my target every season is to have not spend big on goalkeepers
Yes.
at the start. So 9 max 9.5. This is my aim. So
Who
as
is
of
your
now,
second
I'm
keeper? Who's your second
Ariola,
keeper?
Ariola from West Ham.
Ariola.
So I am thinking, or I'm still thinking that yes, he can be starting. He will be starting, not Fabianski, but I'm still not sure. If that's the case, I'll still checking Twitter if it what Moyes has to say in the his press conference and everything. Because if not, then I'll turn back to Turner because he is signed and as of now he is nailed on to start for Nottingham. But I am still pretty much sure that Nottingham Forest can sign another goalkeeper. So
It
either that.
seems they're still having discussions with Dean Anderson as
But
of yet. Yeah.
what the case is now, Heaton is injured for Manchester United, so Henderson can stay as a number two.
Yeah.
So
Also because Kovar is also sold. So
yes,
yeah.
yes, Kowal is
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
sold now. Henderson can stay, and Nottingham Forest can look for other goalkeeper in the market. And we
Yeah.
don't know which goalkeeper that is, and he can also start. So dilemma is that only who needs to be a second goalkeeper. If not, then as of now it's Onana and Ariola for me.
So my second goalkeeper is a very, very, very interesting choice. I don't think y'all are going to guess who my second keeper is, but it is James Trafford from Burnley. Uh, Now hear me out here. He's 4.5. He's come out of an excellent Euro under 21s where he had clean sheets in every game of the tournament. Uh, and with company playing with the way he wants, company wants a preferred style with the playing out of the back. He is a disciple from the Pep school, obviously, and then you see, and Burnley have made signings that more or less cater to company style. Yes, the first game is City, but then like in where you said you spoke about touching on bonus points. Trafford has a similar style. He's very comfortable with the ball at his feet, so that is why I have kept him as my second keeper. Very interesting choice. I want to see how this pans out. If it does pan out, once again I am a revolutionary as far as goalkeepers are concerned. With Raya up my sleeve, I would love to add
But
James Trafford into
only
my kitty.
only issue is Onana will never be benched by ETH. So your
Yeah, I don't.
Trafford, you need to
Yeah.
you need to bench Onana for Trafford to come in. Then ETH benching Onana for Trafford to come
No,
in.
I
So
I
that
don't
you need to
mind.
make a decision.
with the fact that it is 4.5, like you said, max 9.5 on goalkeeper. So I have pretty much covered my bases as far as the goalkeeper is concerned. You, just in case there is an injury to a goalkeeper, as we seen recently, I think last night, that Kotwa suffered an ACL tear while training. Now, touch wood, nothing like this happens to any of our players, but you cannot discount the fact that there is an injury around the corner. So yeah, so I mean, it never hurts to have a second goalkeeper who is a guaranteed starter for their respective sides. Now, Saim Bhai has, I think you have Areola, who looks more certain to start the opening game than Fabianski, if you ask me. And Saim Bhai, I think even your second keeper, Jason Steele, who, like you said, currently is favorite to start, even though Verbruggen is the new signing there. So, yeah, I think we've more or less covered. I only have one question. Do you have Shaw? Do you keep Shaw or Trippier in your game week drafts for the first game week, or do you give both of them a skip?
This week game week skip because already I have a Nana now, and I don't want double defense of United. That's or that second mistake I made at the start of last season. I had both Alexander Arnold and Robertson in my team. So I thought
Correct.
Liverpool had easy fixtures. They will just run past all the players. They will just have clean sheets, score the goals, and everything. But that was not the case. It was all other way around, and so that thing I have kept in mind this season. So that definitely no Shaw. It was confusing between Shaw and Onana, but again, it's about the price. Onana was point 0.5 cheaper than Shaw. But yes, Shaw will also have that attacking returns. That point 0.5 is also important for him. Other than Trippier is too expensive this time around. It's 6.5 again. But yes, the fixtures is not favorable at the start for Newcastle. Secondly,
Also,
they will
Champions League.
secondly they will
Champions
be in the
League.
Champions League. So again, he will definitely play the Champions League games, and he might skip the Premier League, and that's why his ownership is also pretty much low this time around. Though
What
he
about
will,
Usain by? Oh, sorry. Yeah, continue,
no,
continue,
I was
continue.
just saying, though this time he will be on the free kicks and set pieces, but still his ownership is low and definitely away from him.
Saim by, what about you? Shaw, Trippier, either one, both or none?
Right now, none. See, while talking to you guys, I have changed my draft 3 to 4 times already. I'm not sure what to do with my back three. But yeah, Shaw was my first choice. But with Onana coming in, I don't want to double up my defense, United defense, because I'm still not sure anyone can have a bad day at United. Especially our defense. So yeah, I'm not too sure about keeping two of them. So I'll just let go of Shaw. I'll club two mids from United right now. I am going for a punt this time. So two wingers for me, definitely at the start, at least for
Like
2 weeks.
Anthony, you are
Huh?
going.
No, no, no.
Rashford
Garnacho
and
and
Garnacho.
Rashford will be there for me because Garnacho I think would start as I've seen because there is no other option for us. We have
Sancho
Sancho
we
can
don't
false
have.
start
nine,
at left. Sancho can start at left. Anthony right, and mid is Rashford. So
So
that's the
or
game plan.
Sancho,
Rashford left, Sancho false nine.
Yeah,
wow,
that
that is a big punt you are taking. But let's see. I'm still not sure. See, like I said, I'm already playing with my team while talking to you guys. So it will all be unveiled at 11. Let's see.
Yeah, fair enough. So I won't be wrong in consistency. We all three have Onana. We have Haaland. I'm sure we all three have Estupinian also in our drafts. Then I think Bruno is there. Oh no, I don't think Saimba has Bruno. I have Bruno. Yeah, Eliba has Bruno. I think we all three have Rashford. Then Saka. Do you have Saka, Saimbai? Saimbai? Yeah, we all three have Saka. We all three have Watkins. We more or less have 6 or 7 players that are same.
core core is the same.
Core
Core
is
of
the same. Yes, yes. Just like our FPL streams, our core is the same in FPL streams and in the FPL teams as well. So Guys, I think we've covered everything there is to cover as far as game week 1 is concerned. Everybody, just before we end the stream, do you have any sort of tips or any sort of guidelines for all the potential viewers who will be playing this game for the very first time? Like, do you want to like give them a little bit of luck, like think twice before getting yourself into this, because once when you get in, there is no coming out of it.
So first tip I just wanted to give, like everyone knows also that don't think your FPL team is only for one game week. Make it for 3-4 game weeks minimum, because you will get only one free transfer, and it's better to have a two transfers at one time. Then you can make changes, like if someone wants to have a Salah in the mid, so then you have to get some cheaper forward or cheaper defense, so you require two free transfers. Secondly, don't go for too much of, I would say, points
Differentials.
deduction in the, not the differential points deduction in the transfers, like you're getting -4, -8. Trust your team you have chosen. It's not that player is not scoring for 1 or 2 games, you will remove him, because you never know. I am getting a feeling that Haaland might not score in this game, but still we all will all have Haaland in our team. So
Time to play with your draft again, Saim.
So that's the case. So just trust your player. It's not like that. It's a one game and then okay, now he's not. I should remove him. I should bring him. Oh, this player scored a goal in the first game week. I'll draft in him that in place of that. Third, do try to use your chips, triple captain, bench boost, or all these chips later part of the season, because then you have double game weeks and the blank game week where you can use them effectively. So these 3-4 things, I guess, these are must. It will help you a lot, because FPL is not a single match; it's a marathon. 38
Yeah,
game weeks marathon.
absolutely.
It go till May end, May mid May end. So you need to be patient.
One a little bit of advice from my side as well. Please don't do what Saimbai does. That is tamper with your draft every 5 minutes. That is very, very, very harmful. And also, like everybody said, once when you get your team done, just back it, and don't take FPL way too seriously, because at the end of the day, it's just a game. Do not let it interfere with your life. Yeah, just make sure that, like United, who are going to have a vice-like grip on your mental health, please do not let FPL affect your mental health that much, because both the sides is going to be a problem. But one thing is for sure, I have been waiting for the start of the Premier League for a very long time. It's going to be an
So
excellent season. It's going to be a brilliant season, irrespective of whether our FPL teams flop or no. One thing is for sure, we will be there on a regular basis every single game week, dissecting about the game week that has been done and talking about the game week that is going to come. So we will be coming out with FPL content on a weekly basis, maybe one or two podcasts, one or two streams coming out of this as far as FPL is concerned on a weekly basis. So please do smash that like button if you do like this video. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, because apart from our FPL videos, we're going to come out with a lot of content, whether it is a watch along, whether it is a stream, whether we are going to break down a particular game. We also have the Champions League draws that are going to come. So there is a lot of stuff that is in store this season. It's going to be a great season, and we want as many supporters to join us in this ride as soon as possible. Saim Bhai, AB Bhai, myself, we are all active on WhatsApp as well. So go ahead, do join our WhatsApp family. We are more than happy to provide advice on the WhatsApp group as well. Do follow us on our socials on Instagram and on Twitter. The link is in the description below. And lastly, but not the least, please press that bell icon so that you're notified for each and every video that comes out of this channel. With that being said, Saim Bhai, AB Bhai, thank you so very much for joining me. It was a great opening day stream. Hopefully, we all three get green arrows and all of our players, at least the 7 players that we have performed. That is what we are looking for. Let those 7 players perform. Let those 7 players have a great game week. And I hope that my 4 players perform better than yours. What else? With that being said, this is Delvin along with Ibai and saying, wishing all of you a goodbye. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and we will see you with another episode very soon. Till then, it is goodbye and GGMU to all.
All the best, guys. All the best.
GGMU, all the best.